this is technically like part 3 of this whole situation, but you don't have to watch them in order unless you know. So let me explain my mental and emotional state up until this point. So that some of you are aware if you've been watching my videos, I've been honestly going on about the toxic work environment. Okay, now you guys are not familiar with my home life, and then there's so much that goes into my personal life, and there's a reason why I don't talk about it. But some of you guys will know what I mean. It's not that I don't want to talk about it, it's that I wanted to wait to really get into this part of my life. But I am in a situation with my baby dad, okay? If you guys are familiar with narcissists, he's very narcissistic. So as you already know, I found out Tuesday, while at work by the way, that my mother had passed. And there was a lot of feelings and emotions that have come with that. Now, I'm good at masking, I'm good at suppressing and all this stuff, okay? So when I'm at work, I have had moments where I've cried. In one of my short days, I was taking the hour lunch instead of the 30-minute lunch, because we can do that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not okay already just because of my mother just died. And there's a lot that came with that. Now, my home life, my daddy had like 3 or 4 days off, 3 days off. That in itself created a lot of stress on top of the stress I was ready to feel at my toxic work environment, my mother's death, and now him kicking me while I'm down. So mentally, I was not okay, right? Mentally, I'm not thinking clearly. So the thing about me is because of years of abuse that I've endured as a child, as a teen, and even into my adulthood, I am an avoidant now. So because of a toxic work environment, I noticed this about me, I don't know if it's a quirk or however you want to define it, I will stay away from people who have shown me disrespect, who I know I can't rely on. So like there's people who work in customer service, well, one person who works in customer service that I don't like to be around. So if I'm already feeling a certain way, so this has to do with the money. So like I said, 'cause I don't remember what happened in this moment. There are 2 reasons why I wouldn't have left the $100 at the customer service. One, if I was already feeling a certain way, I would have wanted to wait until I wasn't so overwhelmed to take the money over there. If a certain somebody was working there, like as I said, I'm an avoidant. If a certain somebody was there, I wouldn't have wanted to add to my stress, because like I those of you who relate, you will understand. I don't know if anybody else will. So anyways, that could have been that could have been one of the reasons why I didn't, because like I said, when I get into certain modes, I have a one-track mindset. Secondly, if nobody was at the self-checkout, I obviously, because our store is also going through renovations, because I know like before there used to be a specific spot for self-checkout, like even the self-checkout had a little thing where when money was left behind, any kind of change, any kind of money, where you could just put it, because even at the registers there's usually a place, you just leave it, so I was also in the habit of just leaving it. When I was on the register, I would just leave it somewhere right there, because you can't put it in the till because it'll mess up the till. And then checkout had its own little thing too, but that thing isn't there anymore because of the reconstruction. So if there was nobody at self-checkout, or if there was somebody there that's always disrespectful to me, if I'm already in a fragile state, I would try to avoid that person or wait until I'm more sound in mind. You see what I'm saying? So those are the 2 reasons why I wouldn't have taken the money to the because $100 is a lot of money. We're not talking like $1, $2, 50 cents, or a penny. $100 is a lot of money. And typically when people leave something behind, especially of value, to that extent, usually by the end of the day, they come back for it. And I've had a lot of people approach me asking for stuff, and most of the time I've had already taken it to the customer service desk. So in this moment, and I didn't put it in my personal pocket at first. It was in my vest pocket. So that was also another thing. I was like, this is $100. Like, I don't know, like, they clearly didn't take it, so they didn't put it away. Like, I don't know if they didn't double check. I don't know. I don't know from their side. Okay, but $100 is a lot, especially in this economy. I would never, ever, ever take someone else's money and keep it for myself. I would never do that. Even had nobody ever claimed the $100, I would have found a way to at least discreetly take it back. Because I've been all over the place. I have a lot going on with me mentally and emotionally, which is why I have a counseling appointment. I have a counseling appointment coming up. As soon as my mom died, I made that appointment. And if you know, getting appointments with counselors is very hard unless it's like urgent. So it wasn't like super urgent where I needed an emergency appointment. No, I had set up that appointment in advance because I had a feeling that this was gonna affect my work ethic. And honestly, if there's something like some mental disability that's gonna hinder me at work, I need to know, especially if I'm gonna be working. You know what I mean? So I can have that accommodation. So I did take those steps already. So, I had already did that. And there are people who are aware of my struggles, and the higher ups do know that I'm in mourning. I haven't taken the 3-day period or the 1 week, whatever, yet. But I also had been thinking I should probably take it because things were hitting me harder, but I couldn't do it. While my baby dad was off of work, because that would have been pointless, because I would have been mentally and emotionally abused during that whole time, which would have been the whole purpose. So I was actually waiting till today, because today, Monday, now, had I not been fired, had they worked something out with me, today would have been the day that I would have went in and I would have been say, hey, I have a counseling appointment coming up. This is hitting me harder than I thought. I'm not functioning properly. And it was very obvious because even customers were pointing out, kind of asking if I was okay and stuff like that. And even some of my coworkers, associates, were asking, am I okay? Because not all the associates know that I'm in mourning. It's not like I'm gonna go, oh yeah, my mom died. I only brought it up to certain people when they asked, and it was really hard for me not to cry when I said it, so that is basically my mental and emotional state during this time.